Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you haven't subscribed yet, then please do. So I'm back now in Australia, and I think a couple of weeks ago I posted a vlog based on me leaving Hong Kong, saying farewell and everything. And as you know, when I left, Hong Kong was on high alert because of the coronavirus situation. Life had kind of changed under coronavirus, so you know, people weren't really going out to eat anymore, everyone was wearing masks and everything. So it was really weird, eerie feeling leaving at that time, just because like, you know, you couldn't really have your proper farewells because people didn't really want to gather in like crowded spaces. So fast forward a few weeks, I'm back in Australia now, and at the time of like vlogging this and everything, it's actually 1st of April, so happy April Fools. It's kind of weird being back here now because basically, I guess for my personal experience, it's like a round two, because after I got back shortly, like you started to see the same things, like the toilet paper sagas, like everyone was kind of rushing for them, and you know, now you're quite restricted to only having, say, I think you can only take like 2 packs of rolls at a time, and that may or may not include like tissue paper as well. And some of the bigger grocery stores have established things where they kind of let the elderly or disabled people go shop at like the first hour of opening trading, just so that they can have a bit more mobility and ease, and you know, not be cramped with like other people. You'll see flour aisles empty, you'll see pasta aisles empty as well. So it's a bit weird because it just felt like a round two of Hong Kong, like going through that whole scenario. And I think people, I mean, whether or not you want to call it panic buying, I think to a certain extent it's also about people not wanting to always go out for shopping anymore, and you know, people wanting to kind of avoid crowded areas, and that's why maybe they have that kind of mentality of stocking up. But it's just been weird again, because I think this whole year has just been so weird, because I think having gone through it in Hong Kong and then coming back here and then still, like, you know, it's round two basically, and I can notice a lot of differences just because, you know, in Hong Kong, for example, everyone, like 99% of people would wear masks everywhere. Here, it's kind of like not that common of a cultural thing, so it can feel a bit weird sometimes if you wear masks. And I think because I picked up that habit in Asia, if I go out, I would definitely wear a mask. So there's a lot of different cultural differences, and I think, for example, like things that Hong Kong people did really quickly was social distancing. Like, you know, we never got to the kind of restrictions that we are in right now in Australia, just because I think people in Hong Kong were a lot more diligent about it, and they were definitely a lot more aware, and like, you know, from day one we already weren't going to restaurants to eat, or like we were kind of spacing out. So the more serious kind of restrictions probably started back on the 23rd of March, and that was when they started to actually cut down and shut down entertainment venues. So places like restaurants, pubs, things like that, they would not be open anymore, only open for takeaway or delivery. So if we wanted to go get food or anything, so I went to Lune Croissant, and they had set up basically like this little small gateway thing. If you've seen my other videos on Lune, actually, like, it's a massive kind of warehouse. You go in and you pick your croissants and everything. But for this kind of, because of the new rules coming in place, and you weren't, and not being able to dine in, they essentially just opened up a small little gateway for you to kind of order whatever you wanted and then leave. And it was good to see that people were still buying croissants and just dropping by, getting their stuff and then going, because as we know, like, a lot of industries are going to be affected by this, and it's really important that at least like these food establishments can stay open. And I remember like a couple of weeks ago I already saw that KFC was only offering drive-throughs so that you could still get your chicken dose, but you know, just to try and minimize the impact of the spread. So right now there's only 5 reasons that you're essentially allowed to go out for, and that is, for example, school and educational institution if you really can't avoid it, work if it's totally essential, medical care if you're out to go get like either care for people or like, you know, just get medical supplies as well. Exercise, you're allowed to do that as well, but essentially you can't be exercising in big groups or anything. And I think like boot camps, they limited it to like 2 people, which means that it's just you and the personal trainer. And the last one being just to go get food or essential supplies. So that is the restrictions. And I remember we never had these kind of restrictions in Hong Kong. Obviously, it's changed a bit in Hong Kong, so I think because of that kind of new wave of cases rising again, they're being a bit more cautious. But yeah, it's very different kind of experiencing in a Western country versus Asian country, and obviously, I feel like Hong Kong was a lot more on high alert just because everyone was a lot more preventative from the start, and you know, like people wouldn't be touching things, and you know, I had like a friend as well that used the lighter with like a little safety pin thing at the top so that she wouldn't have to press lift buttons and everything. But anyways, I think obviously, you know, these measures are in place to protect us, to protect other people, so it's very kind of important that we oblige to it and do uphold the values of like social distancing. So yeah, today is day 9 of my isolation. It's not even that I need to isolate, it's just more because I mean, you can't really go anywhere anyways, and you're not supposed to go out anyways, but it was about time that we needed to kind of replenish our food supplies, and also like, you know, you're allowed to kind of go out and get things if they're essentials, and I guess like things like buying things to entertain yourself like puzzles or games or whatever is still considered essential as of this moment. So I'm going to start my own herb garden, and hopefully I can get like a lot more kind of herbs and flavors. So yeah, let's go grab some essentials and then come back home for more social distancing. So we are here now at Kmart Garden, and we're going to try and look for some seeds, but then they said that like a lot of the vegetable seeds are not, or limited supplies, but I just want to look for the herb ones actually. Found it. So this is parsley, Italian parsley, and this is triple curled parsley, and then there's like onions here as well. What's this? Not sure. And then here you have strawberries as well, but I don't know if I know how to do strawberries, so we'll stick to the basics for now. Rice too is also gone. So they have these kind of temporary limits, so it's like you can take 2 bags of pasta, 2 bags of rice per person, flour, milk, even eggs as well. Basically most kind of things you can only take 2 packages of. So I'm at Bunnings right now, and we have to queue up to go in because I guess they're trying to limit like how many people can go in at a time, so we're standing here waiting. Here you have Brussels sprouts, onion, spring onions, silver beet, more Brussels sprouts. Okay, so I'm back now and I'm going to do the herb garden now. So I got the parsley one that I originally got from the first place, and then after that I found this 6-pack one as well. So this one has like parsley, garden thyme, oregano, coriander and dill. And so I guess I'm gonna put the parsley ones together, and that is my potting mix. And then I found these pots which are actually quite pretty, but I don't think I can use them because apparently you need to use like pots where they have drainage and holes and stuff. So I will have to do something. Maybe they can just be for like display purposes. So I couldn't find a basil plant, so I ended up trying to get seeds, but then upon like further research and stuff, it said supposedly you should do it in warmer climates, and we are starting kind of autumn-ish now, heading into winter, so I don't know if it's going to be like the best time to do it, so I'll have to do more research and find out whether or not I can do this now. Ta-da! So I'm done. I have dill, oregano, coriander, thyme, parsley afro, I'm not sure what that one is, and then the Italian parsley collection. So I want to try and do the basil seeds now, and I'm going to use these 2 original pots that I had before to try and grow the seeds from scratch. So we'll give it a go, and I think it takes like at least 5 to 10 days to kind of germinate or become these kind of things. So let's go. or keep it warm and moist or something until like the seeds start to sprout. So we'll cover it and then see how they grow later. Actually, I wanted to share an update. Look, my basil seeds are starting to grow. I'm so excited. It's been about a weekish, so they're slowly growing and budding. I'm so excited for them to grow up. Quick update, they are so big right now. Look at them. They're so big. I love how like there's some little things growing in the middle, but they're so big. I'm so happy. And this one, they are like this, nice and healthy, but I feel like this one's a lot better.
So casually keep diving into concrete, so bittersweet.